all that shit gonna come. The more you build yourself, the girls gonna come, bro. You do not gotta worry about women.
Tell them anything. Please stop chasing these women like they not gonna be there later on.
You're not focusing on girls, you're focusing on box.
I remember when I was back in like middle school and high school, certain subjects I really did not care about. Like social studies and science, that just was never really my thing. I was more of like a math guy, and I really liked psychology class. I like stuff like that. But those other classes, I really did not care about. But if there was like a pretty girl or something like that, I'm on time, I'm answering questions, I'm not falling asleep in class. I was the same way with my first job when I was working at McDonald's. If the pretty girl was working the same shift as me, I was on time, clocking in at least 5 minutes early, you know what I mean? Like, I'm ready for the day. I'm about to flip these burgers, you know what I mean? Shorty be like, yo, I need 2 double cheeses with some extra bacon. I may mess around, throw an extra patty on there. Like, if a girl was involved, if a pretty girl was around, it just made it so much easier. It's like it flowed better. So while this was fun, eventually making women the center of reason for enjoyment had to stop. And a lot of the most successful men realized this the most. But some dudes have never left that mindset, and other guys are finally realizing it. Check this out.
In 10 years, nobody gonna say, oh, how many bitches you fuck? What did you do? Who did you impact? You can tell the stature of a man not by how much money or how much materialistic things he having. How many lives have you positively impacted? Keyword positive. Because you impact lives every day. How many lives have you positively impacted? How many people have you brought along with you? Because all that gold and diamonds and shit, all them hoes cannot go with you when you leave this earth.
Stop focusing on females, bro. It's so much more than what you can focus on. You can focus on your mind, your body, like your health, bro, your religion, your being spiritual, bro. It's so much other things that you can worry on, your business. But too many of y'all want to chase females and then look up 5 to 10 years later and you fucking broke. You have no money.
You know, sometimes I have a hard time making new friends because one of my biggest red flags is if all you want to do is talk about women or getting more girls or all your experiences with girls. I see that as a problem. Why is women such at the center of your life to the point where you have nothing else we can talk about? In no way, in no shape or form is this a red pill video where I'm telling men to disrespect women, to not value the women that they love, but it's to make you more aware. See, a lot of men surround their purpose around whether or not women will be more attracted to them if they do said thing. And if women turn around and they're not attracted to them because they did that thing, so now they turn around and get mad at the women as if the women owe them something. Fellas, the love that your brain is looking for is a love that you can only give yourself. A lot of these content creators get up on here and they disrespect women, but if you listen to what they say, you can hear how everything they do is surrounded around getting more women, which is just the weirdest thing to me. Y'all work out so y'all could get more women. Get money so you can have more women around. I say you should do these things because it serves your overall purpose that you have told yourself. It should not be to get more women. Women are just gonna come along either way. I feel like every man in his head should have a higher version of himself. It's not a version that you have created because you believe this is what women would like out of you. No, it's a version of yourself that you feel like is just you at your best. That is what you should be working towards. That's what you should be focusing on. Whether that's you being in the gym, that has nothing to do with, oh, I want to look more attractive so I can get more women. No, I want to be more stronger. I want to look better so I can be more confident within my body. Confidence is not something that's seen. It's something that's felt. I could be in the room with a guy that's cock diesel, and a lot of these dudes are that. They're cock diesel, and then they get in a room and they have no social skills. But they assume that, okay, if I get real buff and big, other people would think I'm confident, so they will like me even more. No, I can feel your insecurities, which is why instead of going to the gym for people to look at you and believe you're confident, actually become confident for self. Go to the gym to grow you for you. Make more money in life because of what you want out of life, not because you're gonna attract more women. Because that higher version of you is gonna require a certain level of discipline on how you deal with women.
How to stop focusing on girls. Now, first things first, bro, you're not focusing on girls, you're focusing on box. Now, I'm going to use the word box because TikTok won't let me use the other words. Brother, you're wasting precious time focusing on things that are just not important, yeah? Imagine you died tomorrow and God showed you a movie of what you could have been if you focused on things that made sense. If you disciplined yourself, if you patterned yourself, you're going to sit there and go, oh, you need to tell me that's who I could have been. if I focused on stuff that mattered, you're gonna kick yourself for eternity, my bro, yeah? Secondly, what is so great about a woman's box? Is it made out of gold? No. Can you rub it and get 3 magic wishes? No. So why are you so focused and so hungry on box? Let me give you a history lesson, yeah? People forget that kings were not chosen by God. They were men that had enough bravery and courage to go after what they wanted. And when they took the throne, they put their kids on the throne after them, yeah? And apart from the queen, do you want to know what else the king had? The king had concubines, okay? Do you know what a concubine is? I'll tell you. Concubines are the original side chicks, yeah? In fact, they're the ancestors to the side chicks. And guess what? A concubine, or the concubines, were allowed to live in the palace with the king and his wife. And guess what? The wife shut her mouth and she accepted it. And the concubines shut their mouth and they accepted being side chicks. Do you know why? Because he was the king. So here what? Here's your homework, my brother, yeah? And every man has it in them to be a king. I don't care who you are, yeah? Go out there and become a king, yeah? And these women will come to you. You don't even need to focus on them. So I want you to focus on things that are important, things that make sense. And all these women you're focusing on, all these women you're chasing, they will come to you. So let's go out there and become a king, okay? Time is too precious to waste it chasing that, okay? Time is more important than oxygen, okay? Keep that in mind. So like I always say, stay safe. Stay dangerous.
And you may be thinking to yourself, man, I'm not women-centered. This is not a problem that I have. Well, let me just ask you this. If you go somewhere with the homies, can you just have fun if there's no women around? Like, can y'all just go do some fun things? Just enjoy being in the company of each other, a break from the real world without thinking about women? Because here's the problem when you censor women around the type of fun you're about to have. Now you go out and you can't even enjoy yourself because you're getting denied all night. But now let's flip it on its head. If you're just a good time to be around, it is so much easier for you to deal with women. Now, I mean, when you don't center your experience around the women, you become a good time to be around. You become fun to be around. So people will gravitate towards you naturally or not. But either way, you walk away with enjoyment for self. But let's talk about a bigger picture real quick. As a man, one day you probably want to protect and provide for a family, right? Learn how to protect yourself during your singleness. It'll pay off one day for that family that you'll have one day. You may not like the way you handle some situations. You think you get a little bit too outright, too emotional. I want you to pick up this book. It's called The Laws of Human Nature, and learn emotional intelligence so you can understand yourself even better. If all you and your homies do is get drunk on the weekends and try to get girls, I would suggest this. You and your homies do something else. Go bowling. Go do paintball. Go ride ATVs. Go do racing. Do something competitive with the bros that does not always have to do with women. For the most part, you are training yourself that a man should always be on the hunt for a woman. But here's my thing about the hunt. The hunt is usually you trying to get something that is running. It's even the reason why a lot of men get nervous when talking to women, because that single interaction determines so much for you. Am I attractive? Do I have enough money? Instead of just having a human interaction, it feels more like a test, which is creating too much pressure, which is why you're nervous. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you know your world is not surrounded around women, you wouldn't put so much pressure on your interactions with women, which in return will create a more natural flow of conversation. Isn't that crazy?
Men who are over 30 give one piece of advice to men who are in their 20s. It can be about anything. If I could tell them anything, please stop chasing these women like they not gonna be there later on. You're not gonna fumble anybody. You're not gonna miss out on anything. I promise you, she's not even the version of herself she's gonna consistently be. And neither are you, for that matter. You're underdeveloped. You don't have any money. You don't have any assets. You don't have any investments. You don't even have your foundation fully fleshed out. So no less than 3 years should be dedicated to pure hustling. Nose to the ground, tunnel vision, hustling. You ain't worried about nothing else but getting your finances straight, getting your money right. When your money is right, you make better decisions in other parts of your life. When your money is right, you live where you want to, not just where you can afford. When your money is right, you find the value of rest. When your money is right, it affects who you lay down with and who you entertain romantically. Build your physical body up and build healthy habits in your 20s. Do not use your 20s to intentionally make mistakes. That's not what it's for. Your 20s gives you the space to fail faster and correct more efficiently. So if you do make a mistake, you got room to bounce back. Now, do not abuse that blessing, because you may end up in a situation where your 20-year-old mistakes may carry over into your 30s and 40s. But if you take away nothing else from this video, get your money right. Getting your money right in your 20s sets you up for the rest of your days.
You ever wonder why they have that saying where they say that when a man gets in a relationship, he gets a lot more attention from women? It's not because of the other woman all of the time. It's because your energy is different, and energy is felt. A woman can sense when they have power over how you walk away feeling about yourself. They can smell that neediness. Versus a man that's in a relationship, he gives off more of an energy of being more sure of himself and less needing validation from women. But this is something that you can obtain while you're single. You don't have to be in a relationship to have these type of interactions, because essentially you're still just you. But isn't it funny how when you come off as more sure of yourself and not needy, you get what you want, or you get what's for you?
All that shit gonna come. The more you build yourself, the girl's gonna come. But you do not gotta worry about women. They are always gonna be here, no matter what. Women are always gonna be here. But the window to go accomplish what you need to accomplish will not always be here. You know what I'm saying? Doors open, but they also close. And you gotta be aware of that, you know? Like, that's one thing I be trying to do too, is just be aware. Like, don't beat yourself up because you might feel like you're far behind. Like, you're not far behind. Like, the best gift you can have, bro, is self-awareness. You know? A self-awareness and accountability. That's like the best thing that God can gift you. Having that. Because it's one thing to be behind, but it's also one thing to know you're behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to like be behind and beat yourself up every day, but it's one thing to know, okay, I'm behind. You know, like, I'm behind. I need to get my shit together. And once you get into that mindset, like, you're winning. You're already doing better than yesterday because you're trying to win. You know what I'm saying? You're being consistent, right?
Now, what happens when a young man decenters women from his life and he's solely on his purpose? He still respects women, but instead of making women the center of why he does what he does, what happens when he meets a girl and he wants to give them a chance? What happens? Two things happen. You'll be more interested in finding the mutual ground instead of trying to sell yourself to her. See, when you decenter women and you put the focus on yourself, this second thing also happens, because part of working on yourself is healing those unhealthy versions of yourself. So now it becomes easier for you to pick up on toxic habits a lot faster. It's like your alarm system goes off quick and you know when to pull yourself out of a situation, rather than trying to continue something that's going to be a headache down the line. You see how it all comes full circle? When you solely focus on you, rather than trying to climb the numbers of body counts, you'll save yourself a lot of headache. What I'm trying to show you guys is that you got the game flipped over. You must be on your purpose, and your purpose cannot be tied to how women are gonna feel about you. Any of the greats in history had to go out and do what they needed to do individually. And I need you guys to see yourself like that. We are currently the historians of the future. A lot of great men have fell from where their purpose has brought them because they have not compartmentalized how they perceive women. See, a lot of y'all want success, right? And I had a friend ask me a question the other day. He said, yo, bro, how does it feel to achieve the level of success that you've achieved? I just looked at him and say, bro, honestly, one of the main things that I've learned is there's always another mountain to climb once you reach the top of the mountain. That's number one. Number two, a lot of people are asking for something they're not actually ready for. And why do I bring this up? Because let's use Zion Williamson for an example. Zion Williamson has not compartmentalized women in his life. He still has women at the center of his life, which is why Zion Williamson got all the way to where he got in life. I mean, made it to the NBA. He was an amazing high school player, got all the way to where he got in life, just to possibly lose it because he cannot control himself with women. And maybe he doesn't lose it all, but even lose some of it, but have not decentered women. It's like, man, you're so good at dribbling the ball and dunking, and you're a great son, you're a great dad, you're a godly man, you're all this and you're all that. until a big booty walks in the room. At what point in time do you work on the discipline for that version of yourself? So I'm not telling men to turn their back on women, but think about it. A lot of women ask for a leader, but how can you lead somebody when you're always chasing? A leader is constantly focused on what is ahead and how to make the future into what he wants. There's a time and place for women, but that's not in everything he does. When you think about LeBron James and the beautiful family that he has, when you think about Steph Curry and the beautiful family that he has, the work that them brothers had to put in, they had to put that work in when nobody was watching, individually. It wasn't by putting women at the center of their life, at their why. The love you have has to be given from yourself first, and the world will adapt and the wrong will not. Anyways, y'all, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications. I hope this video resonates with some people. And also, happy 4th of July. Today is the 4th of July. I was a little hesitant putting this video out, but y'all know me. I like to put videos out when it really hits me so we could keep everything genuine. But anyways, y'all, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications and all that good stuff, man. I'm out of here. Peace.